Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today we are working with our Sniffers, something that we haven't done for a little while. Now, our Sniffer farm production is doing pretty good over here. We have stacks upon stacks of pitcher pods and torchflower seeds, and even more over at our storage house. Our 4 Sniffers, coupled with our hopper minecart running continuously under here, is keeping our production of those 2 seeds very high. But our Sniffer farm itself is a little bland. Right now it is just I think an 11 by 10 oak fence with some carpet on the edge and a hole in the dirt to access those seeds. It really isn't anything to write home about. So we are going to fix that today. Oh no, that is not good. That is not good. Alright, I believe the fire is out. No, is it? Okay. That is the second fire that we have had, and we had a lightning rod there. I guess those can occasionally start fires. We might want to place those on fireproof buildings. Luckily, we don't have any guests here right now. I am glad that we are starting today's episode over at the Ocean Monument, because I don't think I would have noticed this, and this wooden structure would have burned completely to the ground. I don't know when that would have started though, because we have not had any thunderstorms recently, but I just want to fly around and make sure that we don't have any other flames. And again, we may want to reroute and rebuild some of our lightning rods. Well, I was not expecting that start to today's episode. I was expecting us to just fly out to our Ocean Monument and get to work here getting some prismarine crystals, because we are going to need a lot of dark prismarine today. Again, I'm glad that fire has been put out. So as I mentioned, we are here to get prismarine crystals, which means killing guardians. So I brought some fire or water breathing with us, not fire resistance. And we will work on getting a handful of prismarine crystals. We have looting 3 on our sword, 8 minutes, actually 24 minutes of water breathing. And I stand corrected, it is the shards that we are after, not the crystals. We are going to be building a guardian farm in the future, but for now, well, we may even just mine the blocks from here. I think that will do. That will be a lot faster than killing a bunch of guardians. We don't need a whole lot for today. I am still just in complete shock with that fire. That could have been a whole lot worse. And I thought we usually do a pretty good job about staying on top of sleeping during thunderstorms, but that does not seem to be the case either. Luckily, we didn't lose much of the structure. It is easy to rebuild, and we didn't have anybody home at the time. So, I digress, and that fire really threw us off track. Our Sniffer enclosure, like I said, it begins with some dark prismarine, and you might be able to figure out why. Before I say explicitly though, we are gonna go grab a few more materials for this build, including some blackstone, some mangrove wood, and some bamboo. That's right, we are building this Sniffer enclosure to reflect the design of our Sniffers. We have the blackstone for the feet, the mangrove for their lower body, their fur is the dark prismarine, and of course their very prominent snout is going to be bamboo planks, which we can craft out of our bamboo blocks. As I said, we are replacing our oak fence with this new enclosure. And we are going to start with our new fence, which is going to be made with blackstone and mangrove. And it will follow a pattern that looks like this. We are going to do our blackstone walls in all of our corners, and we actually need to expand this row right down here by 1 more. That way we make this an even or an odd 11 by 11. This lantern, this street light over here will also be demolished. we will probably just relocate it, maybe even right here to the middle of the path, and then the roof on our windmill is going to be reconfigured just a little bit, but it won't be terrible. And then halfway between all of our blackstone walls, we are going to have another blackstone wall. So we are going to have this 4-block space between all of our blackstone walls. And I will kind of talk through this build in case you would like to build it for yourself. So there we go. We have our 8 blackstone walls after we get that one put down. Our 8 blackstone walls, just like that, 4 blocks in between all of them. And then we are going to replace our oak fences with bamboo, or excuse me, mangrove fence gates. And the cool thing about fence gates with walls is when they connect to the wall, they are a little bit lower like that, and then when we place those fence gates, they are a little bit higher, so we get that really neat arch. Actually though, that fire that we had is a good talking point though, because that is one of the main reasons why I want to get a new enclosure built for our sniffers. They are not protected from the lightning right now. They don't have a roof over their heads, so I want to make sure that we can look after them, take care of them, and keep them protected from any storms. Plus, I think they would enjoy a new environment just a little bit more. There we go, so that kind of gets everything started for us with all of that being fenced in, and then we are going to go underneath our fence all the way around, and in some cases those blocks are going to fall onto the rails, but they will get picked up by our minecart, and we are just going to replace all of those blocks with a solid layer of blackstone just to make it look like the building has a bit more foundation to it. There we go. On top of all of our blackstone, we are going to have 2 bamboo fences, and this is probably when we will just go ahead and remove our street light. Again, we are gonna put that back up elsewhere. Our birch tree right here, we are going to leave that. We're gonna have to move some leaves around, but that won't be an issue for us. So all of those bamboo fences are up, which means we can begin outlining our roof. That is where our dark prismarine comes in, again, to represent their fur. We are going to put a bamboo plank on top of all of the corner fences, just like that, and then on the middle fences we are actually going to have an upside down stair that faces out, or a right side up stair that faces out, but we will get to that in just a moment. We can go ahead and craft a handful of bamboo stairs though, probably a half stack or so, and then we will have our upside down bamboo stairs placed facing in all of those corners. And if you are building this, I would recommend doing it before you bring your sniffers or hatch them in the plot. It would probably make things a little bit easier for you. But our dark prismarine is going to be placed in an L shape in the corner of all of these blocks. And this is why we are reconfiguring that roof a little bit. They do line up. It doesn't get in the way, but I don't want them connected like that. I would like to have a little bit of open sky, and then the birch leaves up there, we will address those in a little bit. So we can hop on up here, and on top of those 2 slabs right there, we are going to extend that by another, and then extend it out and up, and then out twice, and up twice, and then 1, 2, 3, and extend that up 1, 2, 3, and then same thing on this side, up and then out and up, out and out, and then raise those 2 up. So from the side, it looks like that, a very nice clean arch, and you can see that sniffer pattern coming together quite nicely. I was very happy with how this turned out when I built it in creative, and I think it is going to be a great addition for our world. So we're just going to do that a few more times going all the way around. And then, as I said, we're going to have to reconfigure some of these leaves, but it shouldn't be too bad for us. And I'm thinking we might have to go back to the ocean monument, depending on how much we get from this. Actually, well, it's going to be close, but I think something got messed up somewhere. Well, maybe not. That side just looked like it was a little lower, but I don't think that is the case. So now we are just going to connect this part of the roof, but we're going to leave this plus shape in the middle because I don't like having roofs that are one solid color. I would rather break them up a little bit. So without making this too overly extravagant, we're just going to put a red plus with our mangrove planks there in the middle, and then everything else will just be filled in just like this. And I do think we will have just enough to finish the roof. So we won't require another trip to the ocean monument, thankfully. Not that it is difficult, it's just a bit of a hassle for us. With our water breathing and our armor, it really isn't too much of a trouble. And there we go, with 20 left over, which would have been one short of completing the roof if we were to fill in that plus. So I'm glad we are not doing that. That would have been a little frustrating to just need to go back for one dark prismarine slab. So we can put those away. We are actually all finished with those. And now we can do that plus shape with the mangrove slabs real quick. Again, we're just going to fill in between the dark prismarine slabs using those planks. Perfect. Nothing to it. And then the roof on the inside, the ceiling, if that's what we want to call that, is going to be bamboo slabs, and we can craft a handful of those as well. We will need a lot more than 24. Before we get into those though, we are going to take our bamboo blocks, our planks, and step on into the inside, and going up diagonally from all of our stairs, we're just going to place a couple blocks that extend out in each direction. Just like that, nothing to it. And then take some bamboo stairs, which we have crafted, and place an upside down bamboo stair right underneath that mangrove plank, and then turn it on either side, just like that. Next, place an upside down stair, one block to either side of that fence, just like this, and then a right side up bamboo stair on top of that fence to finish things off. It just gives us a little carving in the wood there, breaks up the pattern a little bit, and gives the build a little bit of depth. There's not really any special symbol to that. I guess I could have tried to make a sniffer snout. How would we maybe go about that? I guess if we would kind of lose our arches here, but if we did a right side up stair like this, and then we had an upside down one like that, blocks in the middle, and then did the same thing on this side, that would give us a little bit of a snout, but again, then we lose that arch pattern, and I do like that arch. So we are going to leave it as is and just do that 3 more times. There we go, so the walls are all finished now, and our final step is to come in here and place in all of these corners a bamboo slab at the bottom, and there will be a gap between the prismarine, and then go up diagonally and extend those slabs out by 2, and go ahead and connect those up going all the way out. Again, try to bring in your sniffers later if possible. It will make everything a lot easier. So that should now look like this, and then we are going to place 5 slabs, 3 right in between those right there, and extend those towards the middle by 1. Again, a row of 3, and then fill in each of those corners. Do that on all 4 sides, and we will end up with this diamond shape here in the middle, where we can fill in the rest of our bamboo slabs simply by clicking the slabs for the top part of the roof. And again, it will leave that slab gap in between them. But once you finish that, you will be left with something that looks like this. All we need to do now is get some lights in here, and for that, we're going to place some lanterns on the ceiling. I don't have any, so I will go grab some real quick. And perfect timing, as the sun is setting, we will see the effect of our lanterns. So we are going to place these diagonally from this slab here in the corner, and we are going to do that in all 4 of these corners, which will light up our enclosure quite nicely. We can step out of here and that is our finished enclosure. We are going to work on our collection area a little bit as well, because that does need a little bit of work. And something seemed to have happened to our fourth lantern from the street light. It may have gotten caught on the roof up there and despawned, but it does not seem to be anywhere around here. So we will need one more of those, but we are going to rebuild that lamppost right over here just real quick. Nice and easy. We will light that up with the lanterns that we have, and it will provide adequate light for this area right here. But enough of paying attention to that light. We have a rain shower that we are not going to allow to turn into a thunderstorm. We are going to sleep that off before we have any more troubles. And I take it back, our collection mechanism is going to require one more trip to the ocean monument, but that is not a big problem at all. So we are going to dig out a space here in the ground, and this is really going to be quite simple. It's just going to be a wall and a floor with a staircase, nothing beyond that. But it will be enough for our purposes. So we are going to do black stone for the floor, and then we are actually going to use mangrove logs going around on the walls, and we are going to go up twice with these. We are actually going to extend this back by one more row as well. There we go. So that will look like this. And then with our dark prismarine slabs, I think we put those in the shulker box. We are just going to place these going all the way around. We will emphasize actually the corners first, and then this area right here, since that is where our staircase is going to be. We're going to strip all of these mangrove logs, turn them red, and then same thing with our enclosure. Black stone walls in the corners, and some mangrove fence gates in between them. And we are going to have these go all the way around. I did mention that we would have a staircase that goes down, but we are just going to open our gate where the staircase will be, and that staircase is going to be made with our bamboo planks. The top of the staircase will be right here. We are going to open those fence gates up, and we will just do an upside down stair right there, right side up, upside down, right there, and then one right there, and then this will be a right side up stair. We are going to replace that chest with another hopper, and we are going to put our chest right here, which means we can put another mangrove log on top of where this chest is. We will strip it, and we just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 dark prismarine blocks. I grabbed a few extras just to be safe, but that will be enough for us to fill in the rest of that border, and it will be enough for us to call our new Sniffer farm complete, and I think it looks fantastic. It fits the area so nicely with the bamboo. We have a lot of bamboo in this space. We are going to put some cherry logs under this glass right here. That way we can have that. Before we had a row of grass blocks here, but we removed that. So that will make that look a little bit more polished. And then we just need to fix this roof right here. That will entail moving these spruce fences back by 1 block, as well as the roof right here. We are going to replace that bamboo up there with some stairs, and then we will do a spruce slab right there. We will have a full stair on top of those spruce fences. I just need to get a few more, one more lantern, and this area will be finished. And there we have it, a very complete, finished looking Sniffer enclosure, all lit up, all polished, and the surrounding area is the same way. Of course, we still have all of these wall outlines. We were planning a long time ago on putting some fun houses here. Those plans have not changed. We have just been very preoccupied with a lot of other projects, but we will get to these eventually. Don't you worry. But that is where we are going to end things for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. If you would like to take your support to the next level, you can become a channel member today by pressing the join button next to the subscribe button. For just $2.99 a month, you will get access to exclusive badges, content, emojis, and so much more. So again, if you want to take your support to the next level, consider becoming a channel member today. You will also receive an armor trim combination dedicated in your name as my way of saying thank you. Again, that is our 1,000 armor trim collection, our 1,000 sets of armor that we are trimming with every combination. That's a mega project for sure, but one that we are slowly working towards. But if you would like one of those pieces of armor, one of those sets dedicated in your name, become a channel member today, and that will happen. Check the description for some other important info, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff, as well as the brand new Discord server. You can join that there as well. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!